MotoGP test at Phillip Island, and reading through everything the riders have said, a picture emerges, not just of what happened on Thursday, but also how history has affected them. Seeing Marc Márquez's workload, his approach, the things he is working on, and it is hard not to think back to his past 3 seasons in MotoGP. The lessons learned in each of those seasons color everything he is working at Phillip Island, and give us a glimpse of his objective for 2017.2015 was a watershed year for Márquez. He crashed out of so many races trying to win them that he threw away any chance of defending his title. He put the lessons learned into 2016, and won the title last year by learning to settle for points. Sometimes, after the race, you could see from the expression on his face that not winning races had caused him something approaching physical pain. To learning the lessons of history. Scouring the timesheets and reading between the lines of everything he says, Márquez looks to be creating a synthesis of the past 3 years, in the hope of recreating the sweet taste of success he savored in 2014. He is doing everything he can to ensure that he starts 2017 with a bike capable of winning, so he doesn't have to suffer through too many finishes just off the podium. He is leaving no stone unturned, working on every detail. Nearly 2/3 of his total laps were either 1'29s or 1'30s. Had he shown the same pace in the race last October, he would have won by something approaching half a minute. 3. Those pesky kids. But Márquez was still not the fastest rider on track. Maverick Viñales was back at the top of the timesheets, making it 5 out of the 7 days of official testing so far, and with a pace that was even more terrifying than that of the Repsol Honda rider. Not only was his fastest lap nearly half a second quicker than Márquez's, but he also managed 8 laps under Márquez's best. 5 of those laps were in the 1'28s, a genuinely quick pace. When I feel like this, it means you can win, and it is only motivation to work hard and try to push yourself really high. For me it is better because I know that I am working for one objective, the one that I dream of, so for sure I will be more motivated. 4. Lessons from the master. Viñales followed Rossi for a while, picking up tricks from the wily old veteran. I see some things, and in Sector 4 he is really fast, and I see some lines that I take profit, he said. He had done the same with Márquez and Crutchlow, looking to see what he could learn, to use their experience. One thing the Movistar Yamaha rider learned is that the bike is strong on corner exit. What I see is that we have a really good acceleration and we are stronger, but Honda is constant all the time on the lap times. Marc is constant all the time and we need to work hard on that part. Marc is constant but the others are not so constant. Viñales downplays his own consistency here, but there can be no doubt that he is keenly aware of Márquez's pace. 5. Ducati doubts. If Thursday was another good day for Márquez and Viñales, it was another bad day for Jorge Lorenzo. There were the first signs of self-doubt in the Spaniard. After his move to Ducati, Lorenzo was 15th fastest, and had distinctly modest race pace. He could not get comfortable on the bike, nor find the right way to ride it. For sure, something is still not right and we didn't discover. We need to discover something to enter faster in the corners, to open more throttle and generally go faster in the corner speed. Aprilia and Suzuki unveiled their aero packages. New fairings meant to comply with the 2017 regulations. Suzuki's solution was similar to Yamaha's, though located higher up on the bike, a duct with a winglet in the middle, put in to create downforce. Aprilia's new fairing took a different approach, with the fairing itself actually doing the work. A smaller cover is placed over a deep duct in the fairing itself, with the internal shape creating the downforce. 6. Rampant rookies. Obviously, it is easy to concentrate on the big names, with Márquez and Viñales setting themselves up as the, very early, favorites for the title. But with several riders putting in long runs, the timesheets threw up some very interesting results. Crutchlow had strong pace, but given the LCR Honda won 2 races in 2016, this should not come as a surprise. Valentino Rossi worked on race pace, though he struggled in the afternoon to get the bike to work. This is the third test where Bautista has shown his pace, and he looks like being one of the few satellite Ducatis who isn't struggling. 7. Watch out for Zarco. Above all, the rookies impressed on Thursday. Especially the Monster Tech 3 Yamaha riders. Jonas Folger was the fastest of the two, but Johan Zarco showed incredible race pace, once you dig into the timesheets. The Frenchman did 3 longish runs, 2 of which were full of 1 minute 30 seconds laps. It was above all his consistency which impressed, as the table below shows. If you take the average of each rider's best 27 laps, race distance at Phillip Island, it is Zarco who is 4th quickest, and a fraction quicker than Valentino Rossi. Zarco had learned a lot from watching Maverick Viñales, benefiting from being able to see his fellow Yamaha riders' data. As I said, Viñales is sliding a lot and he's going fast here. It's maybe the time for me to understand things. I want that. If I don't understand it tomorrow, it's not a disaster because I know that confidence is coming. It's only testing, and there are 4 more days to go, but 2017 is shaping up to be an intriguing season in MotoGP. 8. More photos of Suzuki's MotoGP aerodynamics. The X-Star Suzuki squad rolled on the track day with its new aerodynamics package on full display, showing how the Japanese manufacturer was going to cope with the ban on winglets on its GSX-RR race bike. Like the solutions we have seen thus far from other manufacturers, Suzuki is using vanes that are covered by an external fairing to channel the airflow and create downforce. As my colleague David Emmett pointed out, the design should carry over to future street bikes, where we would expect the 2018 Ducati V4 Superbike to be the first model to show such advances. Ducati isn't expected to debut its MotoGP Aero solution until Qatar, as is Honda. Until then though, we will have to drool over these high-res photos of Suzuki's handiwork, after the jump. 9. The winglet loophole in MotoGP. Winglets may have been banned for 2017, but the drive for aerodynamics development continues. This time, however, winglet development will continue on the inside of the fairing, rather than the outside. The development ban applies solely to the exterior surface of the fairing, and not the interior. Yamaha can alter the position, size, and shape of those supports to suit the characteristics of each different track, or as they learn more about the performance of their ducted vane fairing. 10. In the future, you will fly on your motorcycle, but today, you can only build it out of Legos. You may remember the Lego Technic set of the BMW R1200 GS adventure motorcycle that we featured not too long ago. Now the German automotive brand and Danish toymaker have collaborated to bring an alternative model to the 603-piece building block toy set. The future of motorcycles may see our sport evolving into something similar to what is rendered here. But for now, the closest we'll get to the future is this Lego set.